From Goodall Park in Sanford, Maine, Game 2 of the Best of 3 Championship Series coming up shortly on ESPN+. The Sanford Mainers took Game 1 on the road at Cardines Field yesterday behind a great outing from Connor Ball, 7 scoreless innings. The Gulls will look to the left-hander from UAB, Cole Cheatham, tonight to get them the win and even up the series. Game 3, if necessary, would be tomorrow night at Cardines, but right now the task at hand for the Newport Gulls, Game 2 on the road here in Sanford. A 7-1 victory for Sanford last night got them the Game 1 win. The Gulls look to even up the series at 6:30 on ESPN+. Back here on the Newport Gulls pregame show, switching things up a little bit, we're going to talk to Sam Reese. Sam Reese usually asking the questions. We're going to answer some today. Sam, you have that great view at Cardines, great view here in Sanford as well at Goodall Park. What's the scouting report tonight? Where do the Gulls get their hits from tonight?
Well, for Sanford, they obviously had Connor Ball do incredible work on the mound in yesterday's start in Game 1 where he went 7 innings. But today, it'll be Josh Kopetsky, a lefty on the mound for Sanford, who has been a mix of a bullpen guy and a starter for the Mainers. So it is going to be a bullpen game. That's what can be expected from the Mainers' perspective. So for me, early on, if the Gulls can get to Kopetsky and make them go to their bullpen maybe even earlier than they wanted to and not get a full 3-4 innings out of him, I think that could be the key to success, because after last night in Game 1 where we saw the offense really struggle throughout the night for Newport, getting to their starting pitcher early on can go a long way, because we've seen before with this Newport offense, when it gets going, it really seeps to the rest of the lineup and everyone else starts heating up. So I think that's the key tonight.
Yeah, and let's flip to the other side. Cole Cheatham had a start at Valley in Game 2 of the opening series. Yeah. The Gulls go on to win that game. What do we expect to see from him tonight, the lefty on the goal side?
Right. For me, for Cole Cheatham, when he's on his game, he's on. And the command is where I focus with him, because a couple of his starts this summer, there have been a few innings early on in his starts, even that Valley game, for example, honestly, where he can be a little bit wild with those pitches. But then we've seen a trend as of late in his starts in July in particular, where he's kind of gained more and more confidence later into his outing. That happened against Valley too, where after the first couple of innings, he finally started to feel a lot more comfortable, started to find the zone with more consistency. So that's the key for Cheatham. Just, never mind bringing the heat and all of that. Just focus on finding the zone early, and if he can get that consistency going for him, he can be a pitcher that can get batters to swing and miss often.
And for Newport as well on the defensive side, got to keep the bases clear. This is a Sanford team that caused some chaos on the base pass yesterday. So what did you see from Sanford yesterday that impressed you?
I saw an entire lineup similar to the theme we saw with Newport throughout the regular season and postseason up until last night that was delivering. I mean, 15 hits for the Mainers, 14 of which were singles. So that's the key for me. It was a mixture for Sanford in terms of hitting balls to the outfield and the infield, but more often than not, it was balls just hit through the gap in the infield. So that position defense, I should say, among the infield, especially with base runners on, has to be something that manager Mike Coombs has talked about with his team and has in mind, because that was the key a lot for the Mainers last night offensively, where they were just, whether it was the right side or the left side, they were finding the gaps. And at times as well, we saw instances where Newport's second baseman was shifting over to second because the runner was taken off from first. That opened up a gap for a hit and led to some RBIs. So it's little things like that you have to pay extra detail to, because this is a Sanford team that racks up a lot of singles, not necessarily a power hitting team all the time, and that was on display at Cardines yesterday.
And final question for you here, but we know the Gulls are going to need more than just one guy, but who's the spark plug tonight for Newport? Who's going to get them going?
I think it's Andrew Duncan. I do, because he's been red hot this postseason, and obviously it felt like everyone cooled down a little bit last night, Andrew included, but the way he was swinging the bat in every game before that, and the energy he brings as well. I love the energy Andrew brings. Don't get me wrong, a lot of players bring that energy, but with Andrew in particular, for a batter who's batting right around 500 this postseason, only player in the playoffs with multiple home runs, I really feel like this is his night to shine. He'll provide a spark. He, more than anyone else, won't want to go home after this game.
He's Sam Reach. You can catch him at 6:30 on ESPN+. Interviews coming up next on the Gulls pregame show.
Welcome back into the Newport Gulls pregame show here from Goodall Park in Sanford, Maine. We're gearing up for Game 2 of the NECBL Championship Series between the Newport Gulls and Sanford Mainers. I'm Sam Reese, now joined by Randy Seymour. And Randy, of course, not the result you guys wanted in Game 1, but how has it been like as a team the last, less than 24 hours since that game ended for you guys to just get ready for this Game 2 elimination game for the first time this postseason for you guys, and how eager are you guys to silence this crowd here on the road and send this thing back to a Game 3 in Newport?
I mean, line's already out the door. I mean, we love playing in front of fans, so it'll be fun, and I think it's a big short-term memory thing. We know how well we play together, and it won't change from here on out.
And while it might have been a struggle offensively as a team last night, you did go 2 for 4, had a double. So what type of momentum are you looking to bring at the plate from that performance last night at Cardines into tonight?
I'm just looking to keep their approach, pass the stick to the next guy. I mean, 1 through 9, our lineup can swing it well, and I just have all the confidence in the world in the whole lineup.
You talked about all the confidence in the world. How important is that for you guys as a group to just remind yourselves that, perhaps last night was kind of unorthodox and kind of a rarity in terms of your guys' bats being quieted, and that you guys have been all summer long delivering at the plate?
Well, I think confidence is the whole part of baseball. I mean, if you're not confident, you're not going to perform, and if we just carry the confidence with us, it gives us the best chance to win.
And one last question for you, Randy, on the opposite side of the ball. How good are you guys feeling and what do you get the sense the vibes are like from the pitching staff heading into this game with Cole getting the start and obviously an elimination game where everything's on the line?
I mean, we got a lot of pitchers ready, and they've all pretty much been throwing well this offseason, and I'm looking forward to what they bring today.
All right, thanks so much for the time as always. That's Randy Seymour for the Gulls, and we'll be back in a moment on the pregame show as we're getting ready for Game 2 of the Championship Series here in Sanford.
Here with assistant coach Luke Beckstein of the Newport Gulls pregame show, and this is a guy last year who, I know it was just the first round, but go down 0-1 in that best-of-3 series and win Game 2 on the road. So what's the talking point on the bus, in the dugout before the game here?
I think we're just trying to stay positive here. We've played so great throughout the whole entire season. We can't let one loss, the first loss of our playoff run affect us. I feel like we kind of just got beat last night. The guys weren't where they were the whole entire year, and so we're turning the page. I know a lot of guys are very excited for here tonight. We got a new lineup out there, some new pitching, and so there's going to be a lot of excitement for the Gulls fans and for the Gulls themselves.
And how important is a good start down 1-0 in the series and on the road especially?
Yeah, obviously being here, being away and being down 1-0, it's tough. There's some nerves. You don't want to have this be the last game of the season. But like I said, we're trying to turn these nerves into excitement. We're changing the narrative here a little bit. There might be some guys that are a little nervous, but we got to just get out there, see one pitch, make one play, let the nerves out of you. It's the same exact game the whole entire year.
And for a guy who did it last year, won the championship, how have you flipped over to a coaching standpoint and, talking the guys through these tough situations?
Yeah, of course. That's one of the reasons kind of they brought me here is for my past experiences and, coming off of last year, just coming together. Last year we had a great brotherhood, and we kind of found that. And I can just see how close this group is and how close these guys are. I think that's something that they've really taken to is just this brotherhood. And so I think today they just really want to stay close with each other, keep the energy going forward, keep the energy going positive, not let any outside noise kind of get in here. It looks like there's going to be a lot of fans here tonight, some Mainers fans, and we're just going to stick together here and look forward to it.
Thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thank you, Mike.
He's Luke Beckstein, wrapping things up on the Gulls pregame show, 6:30, first pitch, ESPN+.